Hi, it's Amy Binding from Independent Collectors here. I'm here in Frankfurt today with Tyrown Vincent, and we've been talking all about collecting. Thank you for having me. It's been amazing.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course.
Not a patron, and I'm not on a board yet.
Yeah, keyword.
Well, if anybody decides that you have something that you want to contribute, and I've been asked to do stuff, involving work with artists and hosting night tours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If this is my involvement and people think I have something to share and they ask me, then I'm happy to jump on board. But then again, time is really limited. You know, if you told me before how much work it really, really is to host your own collection, I would have probably just been absolutely surprised because you don't want to say no, but it's really work. If you're a young collector and you buy one piece and two pieces, then it's 20 and 40 and 60. Then you have to find a place where you put the ones that you don't currently hang. Then you have to wrap them up. You have to transport them somewhere. They go back and forth. You have to insure them. You are faced with so many challenges that I didn't know about. That it's really surprising. It's really a second full-time job. And this explains you why I'm not a member yet of a museum or have a patronage, because my time is already very limited. I invest a lot of time in research and looking and traveling and speaking to people. The most amazing connections that you will ever make is speaking to an artist about his work, without manipulating him. Once again, this is very important. If you go there like a blank piece of paper and you really want to know, they will tell you stuff about their work that you would never guessed in your wildest dreams. And that's one of the most amazing things that I've ever experienced. But if I have a little more time, maybe I'll join the board. But for right now, the education is when my friends come by and they be like, "Hey, what is this?" And I'm like, "What do you see?"
Yeah.
And this is how you intrigue people. And I know that some of my friends went out and bought themselves art pieces because they began to be more blunt and to be more confident and to be, let's just do it. And if that's what I can do to help people sell art and discover art, then that's what I do. And I think not everything has to be a big idea. Some of the ideas and the influences you have are very, very small. They're on an everyday kind of life level.
And I always feel when I'm looking at your collection is that in a way you're kind of shunning the art market because you're completely collecting from passion and things that really speak to you. And what's your opinion on this, on the art market and there's good art and bad art?
Oh my God. You're really giving me questions. And I will answer you from the bottom of my heart.
Please.
The art market is a market where people sell you product. And you have to understand if this is the way that you want to go. I've been a small collector. I've been ignored and I've been not appreciated because I simply didn't say, I have a check and I want to spend it.
But does that not make you want to stop, or does it not deter you to?
Well, I'm not the kind of person to stop, and I hope other younger collectors, young not as far as an age, but maybe as far as an experience, are not disappealed by that. You simply have to find another way. I live in the center of Frankfurt, and close by is the Gallery Street that you and I are going to check out a little later. And when you see this, I've been living in this apartment for 20 years. If you see the art come and go and change, you see that what they sell is something that has a value for the market. It might not have a value for you. You understand what I'm saying? It's just really, really hard to determine if this is the route that you want to go to. I think there's so much more art that is not part of the market that you might want to take a look at, And I personally find it a challenge. I go to these art fairs, as you know, and I see art from 2017, 2016, 2015, 14, and I'm like, somewhere when I go to these fairs and I see it in such an overwhelming amount, I wonder if it's just made for the market or if it's made because of somebody's determination. And there is a difference. You can see it out there. You see some art that you think is amazing because it's based on a practice, it's based on a craftsmanship, and I believe that you can tell if an artist has been manipulated by the market. I don't know what it is. It's a feeling. You look at some work, and you think it's a compromise. It's a compromise to be liked. It's a compromise to be sold. It's a compromise to be bought. And this is something that I'm very, very careful about, So therefore I look and look and look and look and look. And the decision in buying art for me depends on if I believe the story the artist is trying to tell me. And most of it that I have is somebody that's struggled. Not that it's a privilege to struggle and it makes it more real, but it's you see how artists deconstruct their own work because it's so painful for them to understand which route they're going on, and some of the stuff that's out there is just too commercial. I don't think I have one. The funny thing is, I was being a young collector, and once again, this is based on experience, not on age. I was grabbing for straws. You read books on how to collect, top 10 mistakes that everybody does, and and you have smart books written, and you should go out and socialize with gallerists and keep your ears open, and they go, oh my God, you have to buy him because he's going to be, have a value in 5 years of 5 million. If you discard that idea, ever since mankind developed, there was a creative practice. It doesn't matter if we talk about the caves in France, where you have the handprints and the elephants and the tigers drawn on the wall. Everything has its time, and even the most successful artist at some time, most celebrated artist, was forgotten in the turn of the last 500, 600, 700, 1,000 years, because everything has its time. And if you just literally buy pieces that convince you from the bottom of your heart that you believe in, then there's nothing that you could ever do wrong, because the only thing that an art piece has to do is it has to make you smile. It has to inspire you. It has to give you energy. It has to be there for you. It has to give you a reflection of what you seem and what you aim for. And then it doesn't matter if it's €5 or 5,000 or 5 million. If it can't do that, it has no value.